Wouldn't it be nice if your law firm could convince your clients to behave in the manner in which you need them to behave so that you can process their case as fast as possible, right? Hey, welcome to the Your Practice Mastery podcast. My name is Richard James, and this week we're going to be unpacking something called BAMFAM. This philosophy that comes from the sales world. It's something that I've been using for over 30 years as an entrepreneur. BAMFAM stands for book a meeting from a meeting. Whenever you are in front of your prospect or subsequent client, you want to make sure that you're booking the next meeting. Because one, it provides you with control over the process. Two, it allows you to create a reminder sequence that texts, emails the client, maybe even makes a phone call to the client, and it has them reminded. And in the sales world, book a meeting from a meeting is really the normal sales process, especially when you're dealing with a multiple step close. Now, in law, most of you are going to run a one-step close process. During that initial consultation, we should close the deal. If you were to not close the deal, we would book a meeting from that meeting for the follow-up of that meeting. But where law firms need to use this is to book the next meeting in the workflow process. Once you have the initial consultation, we'll call that IC, then we should go to what's called an onboarding call. Onboarding call should contain legal and it should contain client success. We call that CST. Those two team members should be on that call. And then from the onboarding call, this is where practice area is going to make a difference. But for most of you, you're going to have some sort of documents. We call this a document upload appointment, where somebody on your team is actually going to schedule an appointment to make sure all the documents you were supposed to harvest have actually been harvested. And then from there, you have a petition prep appointment. Now, this is actually going to be with somebody on your team, likely. We're going to book that meeting. At the same time, we're also going to book what we call a signing appointment. Now, again, practice area specific might indicate different types of appointments. If you're in litigation, you'll have other processes besides these. If you're in a flat fee processing type of firm, it'll look a lot more like that. But we're booking an appointment from an appointment. Why? Because between the initial consultation appointment and the onboarding appointment, we can add a reminder, follow-up sequence. And then between the onboarding and the document upload, we can add the reminder, follow-up sequence. And then between the document upload and the signing appointment, we can add the reminder, follow-up sequence. And then if we have court appearances or any other type of processes that have to happen, we can add reminder follow-up sequences. These reminder follow-up sequences allow us to do a couple of things. First, in your CRM, you're going to be setting up a tag. That tag is going to allow us to run reports. And the second reason that we want to do this is that we have reminders. So the reports tell us what is the difference in conversion between people who show up to their onboarding from initial consultation. How many people from onboarding show up to their document upload appointment? How many show up to their signing appointment? How many are showing up to court, or so on and so forth? And do you have a bottleneck in any one of these places? If you'll notice, these little hinges that I'm talking about right here, these are what we call the things that swing the big doors. These are the efficiency points. These are what makes a law firm maximize profitability, certainly at a firm that's under the $5 million mark. If you're doing less than $5 million, focusing on efficiencies to maximize your profitability is likely one of the most important things you can do. If you've never done this and you're doing more than $5 million, then it will work for you too. The reports tell your firm, hey, where are these falling off? And wherever they are, can we change the reminder follow-up sequence to affect that percentage? Also, when we have reminders, it allows the client to know that we're taking control over the process. Hey, if you'd like more information about this topic and other topics that focus on the systems in your law firm, go ahead and visit thelawfirmsecret.com And we can share with you our community and ways that you can connect with us absolutely free, no commitment. And we can start to take the next step and you can learn more about how we see running a law firm built by systems. On a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being not very good, 10 being very good, how good are your clients at managing their own life? If the important processes that have to happen in order to get their case filed or the case processed requires their input, then why in the world would we leave it up to them to remember? Why wouldn't we proactively remind them? Well, that's not much different than this. Our initial consultations, if they're hiring, we should have 100% set rate into onboarding, but what is the show rate? Because if the show rate's off, we got to ask ourselves, well, why is it? They're falling off because this didn't happen in the sales process. They were confused and they didn't know that they were supposed to do X, Y, and Z before they showed up. Oh, maybe we're asking them for too much. Whatever, there's always something we can do. But just by taking control over this situation, you now go from having your client control it to you controlling it. This BAMFAM system that you run through the entire process from the moment the lead comes in until the case is closed. The moment you start running that process, that is a closed loop system that somebody else on your team besides you can actually run. So if you're a level 1 law firm owner, keeping it small, keeping it all, you're going to want to set up this system because it allows you to automate a lot of the communication and maximizing the number of people that show up without you having to personally be responsible for dragging people in, and it makes you focus on just the legal work. If you're in the manager level, the way you get out of hell is by replacing yourself, and one of the things you can do to replace yourself is putting the BAMFAM system in place, and it's going to remove a lot of the little hassles that show up into your world. Like if you're the owner of the law firm that's a CEO level, you want to be able to pour gasoline on top of the business in this form of marketing dollars or lead generation dollars. That's called advertising. You have to have confidence that everything else is going to work well and you have the capacity to manage it. And the way that you maximize your capacities, being able to do more business with the same or less staff, is by making sure you're using this BAMFAM system as a staple foundation. If you're at the investor level, you want your CEO to do this. Is for the same reason you're going to have fundamentally a higher profit come out of the bottom of the funnel in the P&L because you're using less labor to accomplish your goals. So as a recap, you're going to want to book a meeting from a meeting all the way from the initial contact all the way till the client's case closes. And if you do that well and you manage and measure the little hinges in between, you're going to find yourself converting more of your leads into clients that retain your firm. You're going to find yourself getting your clients to behave better and allow your firm to build more efficiencies. All right, let's get at it. Hey, if you'd like more information about this topic and other topics that focus on the systems in your law firm, go ahead and visit thelawfirmsecret.com. And we can share with you our community and ways that you can connect with us absolutely free, no commitment. And we can start to take the next step and you can learn more about how we see running a law firm built by systems.